Good afternoon. Hello. And as always, we are here with MPL Insider Beyond the Books with
Tim
and Emily.
Should I be saying my name or your name?
I don't know. I'm glad that we know each other's names anyhow.
Well,
so,
good.
As always, just need to tell everyone that Emily's head in reality is not as small as it looks.
Yes, it is.
It is?
Yeah, your head is giant.
I do have a giant head, but my beard, I can't believe, is as bushy as it looks online, but I guess it probably is. So, well, how are you?
I'm good. I'm actually pretty excited for this show. I think it's going to be action-packed.
I think so. I think it will be, and I'm just so glad that it has finally stopped raining. I mean,
it was raining a little bit ago.
Well, it's raining still?
Let's see.
Oh, well,
I think it stopped.
It's got to stop, right? I mean, at least it's not snow, but I'm very glad that, we're emerging from this week's rain. Hopefully, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on one second.
Yep.
Wait, our producer has it in our ear that someone named Gail Storm wants to join the studio. With the name, it pretty much sounds like maybe one of Jordan Lamer's associates, maybe a meteorologist.
We were talking about having a weather person.
We were. So let me bring on Gail Storm.
I truly thought I was going to get more respect from somebody who maybe could be intelligent, possibly is well read. But you're sad about the showers. Are you planning on giving your mom flowers on Mother's Day?
Well, my mom isn't around anymore, Gail. Gail.
A meteorologist on top of that. People that work for me.
I'm sorry. Wait, now you're not a meteorologist?
Yeah, who are you?
Who are you? Exactly.
I am the reason a meteorologist exists. I'm the reason why happiness exists, I believe. I mean, how do you expect to enjoy anything without a little bit of rain, a little bit of storm clouds? People who read seem to be the only people I thought who enjoy sitting with a book, enjoying some of, my best work, which would be the things that give life to this world.
So wait, hold on. So wait, you are a cloud? You're not a weather person? You're an actual cloud?
You are graced with my presence as a cloud guest.
How did you find out about our show? How did you wind up here?
Like I said, I didn't feel like I would be so insulted by such well-read people as yourselves, but even you seem to not understand the true importance of a nice rain cloud here and there.
I do. I mean, April showers bring May flowers.
Right?
I mean, if I could hear that more, I think I would give more cloudless days to you people. But April seems to be covered with what I believe is the most beautiful life-giving of treats to you. And all I get is cries and tears and how ugly it is all the time. Nobody ever looks up and says, wow, what a beautiful cloudy day. Gail, these gales are so wonderful. They bring me life.
Don't we need more sun to be happy? Isn't that the whole vitamin D thing?
The hottest, least rainy place on earth. Do they call it Sunshine and Rainbow Valley? Do they call it Life Valley? No, they call it Death Valley. Death Valley, where there's no rain, there's no clouds, it's just sunny all the time. And that's what they call Death Valley. And yet here I am being maligned on your show.
I don't think we maligned you just didn't know who you were. Maybe if you calm down, people would like you a little bit more.
I can't do this anymore.
That was unexpected.
Okay.
I get it. She has a point, but man, if she could just, I hate to say if she smiled a little bit more, because you're not supposed to say that, but at least just like took a breath and reflected more on that people do appreciate the product that she creates, that she helps to create.
I mean, little bit dramatic.
Very a little
I
dramatic.
mean, like you said, maybe if she had less cloudy days and more sunshine.
Yeah, I mean, and I believe I think she also plays bass for The Cure. I'm not 100% sure, but Gail, coming on and just saying, that you thought we'd understand more. We didn't know who you were, but
Yeah, I mean, but I guess this is a really good segue to talk about something that we have at the library, weather related. If you're interested in clouds or storms or anything, you may or may not be familiar with something that we have at the library that was made possible through a grant called Science Kits. If you want to share a picture of what one of them looks like.
That is actually the picture of what is in our weather kit.
Yep.
Which was something that came about through getting a grant in youth services, and they have the weather kit, they have a microscience, the human body, a space kit that has a telescope. They're fantastic things. So even though we had a kind of a bumpy start with Gail, we do read, we do appreciate what she does, and so do they in youth services. So I think it's just important to remember that although we may not always be right on top of what's happening, we have to talk to our producer about maybe vetting more clearly.
Yeah, that was
about who gets sent the URL.
I mean, they said weather person. Yeah, they weren't exact. I mean, I guess they weren't necessarily lying, but they weren't exactly clear about it.
No, they weren't exactly clear, but. Check out the science kit. Yes. Check out the weather kit.
You have to do a search science kit in our catalog, and you can place a hold on the various ones that we offer.
And Gail, we do appreciate the Mayflowers. And I never really thought of Death Valley being a cloudless place, but she ain't wrong.
Yeah, it's very true.
So
thanks.
So thank you, Gail. Yep. But now let's move on to. This thing at the library might not be the most appropriate way of putting it. This program we have at the library. And it is coming up at the end of this month.
April 30th?
That is correct. 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. in the Balkanski Community Room. We have a children's book author coming into the library whose name is Baptiste Paul. He lives in Green Bay. And we are fortunate to have him on the show today.
Yay.
Hello, welcome, Baptiste.
Thank you for having me on.
I think you're bringing some necessary positivism after Gail really kind of.
I kind of feel for Gail because I love gray skies, clouds. I love it. That's what I do my best writing.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. And I love a good rainy night. Nothing puts me to sleep better than a solid rain and a thunderstorm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Personally. Yes.
Well, thank you for being here, Baptiste. And for those people watching who may not know about you, could you tell us a little bit about yourself?
All right. I was born and raised on the Caribbean island of St. Lucia, and it rains a lot, Gail. There are lots of clouds, Gail.
The show has become all about Gail all of a sudden.
Yeah, and to date, I have 8 published books, and I have a new one coming out in the spring. And I really enjoy traveling and sharing my expertise with children all over the world, all over the U.S., and where everybody reads my book. So I just love going in classrooms and presenting on what I do.
That's great.
How did you wind up living in Green Bay?
Oh, wow. I met someone from Green Bay.
Okay.
And we decided to settle here.
Okay.
Well, lucky us.
I know. Do you get back to St. Lucia a lot, or?
I do. I try to go back at least like once a year or twice a year. But I'm going to start limiting it a little bit because the cost of airfare and everything has gone up tremendously. So
yeah. Have you always wanted to be a writer? Is that something that, since you were younger, or?
No. I've always been a reader. even
Okay.
when I was a young child. But and I did write stories. I did not know this was a job you could do at all,
Ah,
ever. Because the books I read, there were never people who looked like me, and the experiences were never about the experiences that I had growing up.
sure.
So I felt like kids like me, we were all left out of the pages of books.
Ah, so you did something to change that, which is awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And a few years back, I did a Skype, old technology, a Skype visit with a school in St. Lucia. And at the end, one kid cried and he said to me, "This is the first time I've seen the words, the Creole words I use in a book. This is the first time I have seen the experiences of kids playing soccer in the dirt, in the rain, in the mud, in a book." And he said the best thing ever. "When I grow up, I want to be an author just like you."
Oh man.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's fantastic. But it really speaks to how important it is to see yourself
absolutely.
in what
Represented, yeah.
you're utilizing for entertainment and broadening your horizons.
Absolutely. It's so valuable. And coming down to your library, the Manatak Library, I'll be sharing like one of those stories about like personal story of mine. And it's a story about love and and recycling and the environment and care and a relationship between a mom and child.
And is
Yes,
this the book that you're going to be talking about
that
at
is
the
the
library?
book. Yes,
Let
I
me
will.
bring an image of that up.
Yes, this is the book, Patrick Prince. And I will be sharing the story behind the story. And part of the story behind the story was uncomfortable because I had to go back and relive some of those really difficult experiences that my mom and I went through. I even had to re interview my mom to see if our stories kind of meshed and lined up for this book.
Mhm.
And what was that experience like? Was it? I'd imagine it was a little bit of everything. It had to be rough at times, but like joyful at others.
Yes, there were so many highs and so many lows. And I think the one that hit me the hardest and hit my mom the hardest was when the factory workers would lit the fabric on fire. So poor people like me and my mom and poor families would not able to get the scraps of fabric. So that hit us really, really hard.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes, and in the midst of this, there was still kind of some kind of positive element happening because there was a kind worker who allowed us 5 minutes before the bosses just yell at him. So he gave us 5 minutes to pull as much as we could.
wow.
Wow. I just, that mentality is so crazy that they would rather destroy than share.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh man. Well, and this is taking place on April 30th
Yep.
at the Manitowoc Public Library, 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. in the Balkansky Room. Are you bringing copies of your book that people can purchase that evening?
Absolutely. I'm going to bring enough copies for everybody to get. So,
Great. And what can people expect for the event? Like what not that I want you to give everything away, but like what can they expect at your event?
I, I think it's very fortunate that your library has the budget to be able to bring someone in to speak, especially an author. And I think one of the most important things is having kids directly, how kids can directly access an author. And there's such a valuable element or component to that because not only the kids see you, the kids hear you, the kids can even vision themselves being authors down the road. So
Hmm.
I am bringing me, all my experiences, and I will be available and open to answer any questions from any member of the audience about everything
Great.
I do, my writing, my traveling, my speaking, whatever it is. I'm ready so that they could learn just who I am first, and then who I am as an author second.
Great.
That's fantastic. I just have to say that you are one of the most positive people I've ever met, and it's absolutely wonderful. And I hope that at least subconsciously that I can absorb this and work it into my life. I can't imagine. I plan on going to the event on the 30th just to meet you in person. I think it's going to be great having you here, and that's such an important message to give to kids, because kids need positivism anymore with everything else that's swirling around them these days.
They absolutely do. And that book, Patrick Prince, is all about positivity. You can't let those tough days define who you are. You still got to power through it.
Fantastic.
It's great.
Man, thank you so much for coming on to the show today.
And thanks for having Gail on. Gail did my day.
Baptiste, it was a pleasure meeting you. I look forward to meeting you in person next week. Is that next week already?
Oh,
No, it's about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks from today,
out,
right?
yeah.
2 weeks from today. So, well, have a great day. If we run into Gail, I will definitely pass along, in person that you're thinking of her and hoping the best for her. So, have a great day, Baptiste, and thank you again for being here.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That was fantastic.
He seems just like the nicest person in the world.
And Sharon, our youth services manager, is friends with Baptiste, and I think it would be very easy to be friends with Baptiste.
I know, right?
I
don't have a lot of friends. Maybe you'll want to be my friend.
I have a pug. That's what I have.
I have dogs that tackle me.
So it's very sad, but your dogs just try and upend you. My dog.
They don't try. They do.
They do.
Yeah.
They actually do. But whereas your dogs upend you, my dog sleeps.
Yeah.
I mean, really professionally, like 22 hours a day.
Snorts and sleeps.
Snorts and sleeps and smells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay.
If there is reincarnation, I could deal with that.
Well, one thing we forgot to mention was that if anybody at any point has any questions, leave them in the comment box.
Oh yes, we always forget that.
Whether they're for us or for our guests.
Yes. So if you have any questions, even for Baptiste, please put them into the comments. We might not. Well, we won't get them to him today, but we'll definitely get them to him when he's here in 2 weeks.
Yep.
But that was great.
Yeah.
And I guess it's time to move on to our next segment.
Yeah.
Well, this is the portion of the show where we bring people on.
Our main guests.
Our main guests, as you might call them, our featured guests.
Our featured guests.
Or the guests we work with.
Yes.
Yes. Guests. So this week, we are bringing a pair of people on who have put together this event that is coming up at the library. The event itself is known as Comic Book Day Strikes Back, which will be taking place on Saturday, May the 4th. And it is our pleasure to bring into the studio Lisa Devon-Soroho and Tony Plecken.
Tony, where are you, Tony?
Where'd Tony go? Tony?
Tony, are you there?
Tony, are you out there?
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi. What'd you do with Tony?
I don't know. I don't know what happened to Tony. I hope he's okay.
I think so.
He
had that really cool
audio only.
I don't know where he went. Tony, if you're out there, maybe try logging in again. Oh my gosh! Tony! Oh, thank goodness!
That was Tony.
I thought you went into a fly chamber with a Wolverine and came out that way.
Someone arrow my arm.
Actually made Emily break out in
I
the
had to build
sweat.
the suspense for when Chewbacca showed up. So.
Oh my god!
Well, it's always good to bring
I'm just glad it
to
was
build
you
suspense for
under there.
Chewbacca. I mean, so where did you get that wonderful mask?
This was actually loaned by Karen, one of our other coworkers. She's also a very big Star Wars fan, so it's a really neat mask.
That's so funny. I think I remember there was like a viral video of this lady who like got the mask and she was like wearing it out in public and she was just dying laughing the whole time because
it was an older lady,
yes,
right?
and she like put it on and she would just start laughing. And it was like it was almost like it was just funny for her, Anyways.
So besides wearing Chewbacca or becoming Chewbacca, because I felt like you became Chewbacca in many ways, and waiting for Chewbacca to show up. Lisa and Tony, why don't you talk about a little bit about what you do at the library besides creating great events?
Oh. Do you want to go first, Tony?
Sure. I'm the adult services librarian. So I do a lot of work with programming, the service desk, mending books and helping along with collection development and other things like that. But yeah, just a lot of public service end for our adult patrons.
Awesome. Lisa?
I am a public services associate, and I also do a lot of programming and book discussions, and I'm also the new volunteer coordinator once.
Nice.
Yes, yeah. Exciting. And that's pretty much it.
Well, awesome. Thank you guys so much for
And you're
coming
both
in.
notaries, correct?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
that's
yes.
right.
I forgot.
Yes.
You know, just another
Might as
thing
well
to plug.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there are so many things that are going on and so many services at the library that people, you know, I still think it's surprising to me, but people still think of libraries as just being, you know, warehouses for books, and it's so much more than that.
Oh, and you guys are like so busy with, I mean, I feel like I'm constantly, or other people are always calling you guys to come down to the desk to notarize something. And I think the thing that I always find cool is when people are like, they call asking about it, and then they're like, when we confirm, yes, that we have this service, they're like totally shocked.
They get so excited. They really do.
Yeah.
And they're always surprised that we do it for free.
Yeah.
Well, and sometimes you get these documents on such short notice that it's just great to have another avenue where you can get that notary done, get your paperwork out of the way, because that's always the biggest headache is the paperwork.
Yeah.
So we're happy to help.
Yeah. Well, you know, my wife had to have some things notarized, and this was back when Jordan was still at the library, and Jordan was a notary. She couldn't believe that she could set things up at the library to get everything, all that legalese taken care of, you know, and so kudos to you for being super swell on so many levels. You're more than just Chewbacca masks and
there's a man
and
behind
panicking because Tony wasn't here. You're more than that. But well, why don't you actually tell us before we get to plugging the event? What are your guys' lives like away from the library? Like, what do you do for fun? What do you do? You know, just to diversions, hobbies.
What do you do when you're not at work?
Yeah, what do you do when you're not at work?
Tell us.
Well, I'm a board game guy. I enjoy doing that with my friends. We've actually had like our own league with our group. This is our 14th year.
Oh, wow.
Competitive board gaming. So Catan, Monopoly, Betrayal at House on the Hill. If you haven't played it, it's really fun. It's like a horror-based
cool
board game, and it changes every time you play it.
Betrayal at the House on the Hill?
Yeah, there's a few versions of it, but yeah, it's you find haunted objects in certain rooms, and depending what you find in a certain room, it depends on that decides what kind of game you're going to play. So it's really neat. So yeah, enjoy that. Magic the Gathering and other card and board games.
Nice. Lisa?
I'm struggling with the empty nest right now. So I'm trying to find new things for myself because I have 2 kids and one's away at college and one moved back to Orlando, Florida to pursue her dream of being chef. And it's weird. It's weird having all this time. So I work out. I do that a lot. Cook. I'm a foodie. Definitely a foodie. Yeah, that's me.
Have you converted any of their rooms into elaborate cooking rooms?
No, but my boyfriend very quickly wanted to turn Grace's room into an office, my daughter's room into an office. So yeah, he was just jumping on that.
Did you let him?
And there were some tears at first, yes, and I could have barricaded the door, but yeah, it's not a shrine anymore. It's
my daughter's room, who actually she left home at 13 because which was weird. That's a long story, but she got recruited to a prep school. So we've had the shrine to Devin Gadzinski at our house for 12 years now. And honestly, nothing has changed much. It's still her old bed, and she really doesn't come home much anymore when she's, being a 25-year-old. So I get the whole shrine. It's just, I don't know why we don't sell this stuff, because we're not having any more kids. So the chance of having enough
it's like almost like you're letting go then, It's like something that's still like a piece of them that you still have.
I guess I can let go because I know she's not a bed.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Devin is not a bed or a chest of drawers.
Do you keep it maybe in the hope that maybe she might decide to come home for brief periods of time?
Oh no. Well, that's crazy.
Well, then I don't know why you're keeping all this.
I don't know either. It's very complicated, but but I understand exactly what you're saying, Lisa.
Yeah, they're a little piece of you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Big piece.
Or a big old hunk, even. So Tony, let's loop you back into the conversation. Unless you want to talk about anything that you keep just as a shrine to something.
Well, I also can't let anything go. So I've got, my comic books. I've got my other drawing everything back into. I got all my collectibles and other things. So yeah, we all got things that we love to hold on to.
Oh, for sure. And hold on to your comic books, because on the off, if you do decide to have children someday, and this isn't preachy at all, don't worry, I'm not going to do that, don't worry. But I have a friend who is from Manitowoc. He's the person I've known longest in my life, who lives in New Jersey now, and he works for the Japanese consulate, who has collected comic books his entire life, and to the point where he has like a vault, humidified room for everything, and keeps all the comics in sleeves carefully, has done this since he was a kid. He is putting his daughter through college by slowly selling off some of his comic books.
Oh, okay.
And he's able to do that. Yeah. I mean, so when his parents told him he was wasting his time, they were very wrong.
Absolutely.
Because I wish I had something like that. But let's loop this back into...
Well, we wanted to just point out the fact that we noticed you guys are wearing something interesting. Is this how you guys normally dress?
Yeah, is this how you normally dress for work?
Well, on occasion, yeah. This is
when the situation calls.
I mean, or is there like something coming up, maybe?
Or may I ask, with something coming up, before we get back to that, are you planning on working the service desk as Chewbacca anytime as the event draws closer?
That's not a bad idea. I might need a little translator. I don't know how many people speak Wookiee. So
there's only one way to find out.
There.
Really, and that's to Wookiee it up.
Yes.
And what better day to Wookiee it up in a beautiful transition than on Comic Book Day Strikes Back?
Yeah.
So tell us all about it in whatever order you would like to. What's going to all be happening on May 4th that the public can expect?
Well, yeah, Saturday, May 4th is Comic Book Day Strikes Back. And the first Saturday in May is always National Comic Book Day. And then May the 4th, for May the 4th May the Force be with you, is Star Wars Day. So the stars have aligned that both of these events are happening on the same day. So we thought what a great idea would be to combine Comic Book Day with Star Wars, and thus we have Comic Book Day Strikes Back. So we'll have a bunch of activities going on. We're going to have a table full of comic books, manga books, and other comic-related material, and everyone who comes in will get a free comic book. You can pick out anyone you'd like from the table, and it's yours to keep, yours to read. And so just kind of encouraging that free comic book day kind of spirit in there.
Yeah.
And then we'll go on to other fantastic events. We'll have scavenger hunts, mask making, and other activities like that.
That sounds a lot of fun.
Cool.
We got really excited when we knew it was going to fall on May the 4th. So we reached out to the 501st Legion, and they are sending some special guests from the Wisconsin Garrison. So we're really excited. They're going to be here from like 9:30 to 11. And it's a surprise. We don't know who's going to visit us. So we're pretty excited about that. We're also having a costume contest that day, and we're encouraging people to come in costume. You can go the Star Wars route. You can go the superhero route. Myself personally, I'm going full on donuts, Princess Leia. So we're excited.
Yeah, we're hoping to see a lot of
that should also be,
and...
Lisa, I think that should be, if you ever join the Mafia, that your mafia nickname should be Full On Donuts. That's just what I'm thinking.
Full On Donuts, Devin's Horror Host. My last name isn't long
no
enough.
one's gonna mess with you. Or you could possibly dress as your favorite librarian superhero that you've seen on MPL Insider.
Oh.
I'm just saying, Lisa, could you stand up so we can see your full outfit like Tony did? Is that like Captain America combined with love?
No, it has like a nutrition bent. I'm like, I don't, heart healthy hero. That's what's going on here.
There we go.
Eat your kale.
Eat your kale.
Yeah.
That's almost as good as Iron Man. I mean, in a way, it is Iron Man.
It is.
Person. Eat your kale. And I had some kale last night, so I'm 2 steps ahead.
Eat your kale, eat your bananas.
I just had a banana. I really did right before we came on the air.
Well,
holy cow! I must be kind of superhero, heart healthy,
yes,
psychic.
Well, I have a confession to make. I have never seen Star Wars.
What?
Yeah, she told me that, and I refuse to believe it, but apparently it's true. I saw it 14 times when it played at the Strand in Manitowoc because I was blown away.
It's so good.
I kind of went as a goof, because I didn't, back then you didn't really know what things were, and sure. Oop. Tony, you were gone, but now you're back.
I'm here.
Back in a flash.
But from the first
come
shot,
back with the Wookiee again.
You never know when the Wookiee's going to show up. But from that first shot of the Imperial ship going, when it just didn't end and it kept going and going at the start of Star Wars, I was captivated right away. I was,
and the music, like it's silent, and then
I mean, would you? Excuse me. Would you say, okay, I don't really ever get into like sci-fi genre. I mean, do you think that this is, I mean, I know this movie's been around for quite some time. So if I attempted to watch it, knowing that I'm not really like keen on the sci-fi genre, would you say this is still something I could get into?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's a very good starting point because it's basically like science fantasy. It's very, the characters are all relatable. They're basically based on like archetypes, just kind of set in space. So you got the hero's journey, the old mentor and the master villain and all that. So it's very easy to get into and just kind of enjoy like the world that it's in. And it's unique enough that it stands out from, other sci-fi adventures.
Yeah.
Sure.
And it's funny. It's funny too.
Yeah, there's a lot of humor in it.
It's funny. Yes, definitely.
And it's almost kind of more like a Western in some ways, even though it's a sci-fi film, but it's also just, it's a very relatable film. It's kind of like a soap opera too, with the format it follows,
Okay, I promise in the next 10 to 15 years, I will eventually watch it.
Well, hopefully that'll be before I die.
Well, I'm just thinking,
you
because
got about
like
2 weeks
I
before
don't ever
the
get
event, so
yeah, 2 weeks.
with 9 films, if you want to watch just the main.
That is, I am working that day, so hopefully I don't get questions.
You're going to have questions, and it's not a very long movie. It's less than 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what's great about this event too, is that, you don't have to be the biggest Star Wars fan. If you just want to kind of get into it or kind of see what it's about.
Yeah.
Same thing with comic books, just have a passing interest. You can come by the library, get your free book and kind of learn a little bit more about these kind of genres, these different areas, and, why are they so popular?
Sure. And I see the event, it starts at 9 a.m. and goes till 1 p.m. Is it one of those where you can drop in at any time, or do you like encourage people to come for the duration?
You really don't need to be there the whole time. If you really want to see the 501st, you definitely should be there between 9:30 and 11. But if you want to be a part of the costume contest, we're going to take pictures and post them on Facebook, so you could come at any time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and we'll have the other big event that we're having with it is the scavenger hunt, where you get to go around the library. Like, we give you a sheet that's got like clues, and you have got to go to that location to find a secret letter to get a secret code. Downstairs is Star Wars themed, so Star Wars themed clues, and upstairs is space themed comic book heroes.
Oh, cool.
That's awesome.
So you can do both. You can do one or the other, and if you complete it, you can win prizes. I'll show you a couple I have here. So these are things that we've made in the idea box in our makerspace. So this is like a Captain America keychain shield. We've got other things that we've made with the Glowforge in our makerspace. So we've got like a Stormtrooper helmet.
Oh, that's cool.
Those are so cool.
Yeah, they turned out really neat. So we made a bunch of these. So we'll give them out until we run out. If you finish the scavenger hunt, you can come back and pick a prize. Otherwise, we'll also have candy treats and other things if we do run out. But yeah, so it'll be a lot of fun, and it's also a neat opportunity to explore the library and possibly win a prize.
Yeah, I love that the prizes are library made. You know, that they're from the makerspace. They're so cool.
Yeah, so we got 3D printed Darth Vader keychain.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, and we I teach the classes on the 3D printer, and one of the people who teaches the Glowforge. So it's always fun to see what people make, and I had a lot of fun putting these together for our patrons and the people who come for Comic Book Day.
Tony's been very busy.
Yes.
Busy bee.
Well, it's also a lot of fun.
And there's also his Wookiee time, his special Wookiee time. Which sounds different than I meant it to. Oh! Also, one other event that is part of the Comic Book Day Strikes Back is the bookmark contest, correct?
Yes. We've got these blank bookmarks that we'll have at both the main desk and the youth desk. So starting Monday, you can come in and pick up one, and you can make your own design. You can take inspiration from comic books or Star Wars or anything you want from any of from your imagination. And then we're going to display these on Saturday, May 4th for the event, where people can vote on, oh, I love this design the best. And then you could cast your vote for it. And the winners of that will win other keychains and other things that I've made in the idea box. So if you have artistic talent, just want to share it with everybody, you can come get a free bookmark and enter the contest. There's also 3 different age ranges. So we'll have 9 and below, 10 to 17, and then 18 plus. So one winner from each of those groups will win. And you can win bonus prizes if it is Star Wars or comic book themed.
Ooh,
so
nice.
Yeah.
So the bookmarks you vote on at the event on
At the
May 4th.
event, yes, you'll have to be in person for that.
And the costume contest is then going to be online on Facebook, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. We have 2
So-
backdrops, one a space backdrop and a like a cityscape for the superheroes. So you can take your picture in front of either one of those, and then we're going to post it on Facebook.
Nice.
That's awesome.
All right. So again, this event is Comic Book Day Strikes Back. Takes place at Manitowoc Public Library, all throughout the library, on Saturday, May 4th, 9 to 1 p.m. And also the bookmark contest starts. You can pick up your bookmark next Monday. Is that at all service desks or just youth service?
Youth and the main desk will have a spot set up for it. And then we just ask that you return your bookmark by May 3rd by 5 o'clock. So that way we can put the display together ready for the voting on Saturday. So you'll have till, this Monday until the 3rd.
Awesome. Now, I bet you guys thought you were going to get out of here easy, but that's not the case because it is now. God, I love that song. I love that song. It's one of my favorite songs. So
It's the bat signal. I gotta go.
I'm nervous now.
Oh, sit down.
Okay.
The
I'm
bat signal. You can't
schwitzing.
see the bat
I'm
signal during
nervous.
the day. That's crazy
So,
talk.
okay, you guys can work
Darn, you
as a
got me.
team.
All right.
Drat, foiled again. I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for that meddling Tim. But 5 questions,
Oh,
all based on sci-fi or comic books.
Yep, and you guys are working as a team.
You can
so-
work as a team,
yeah.
even though you're not in the same room. Feel
Okay.
free to, discuss it amongst yourselves online here.
okay.
Tony, just look up to your left to
left.
make it look like you're looking at Lisa, and Lisa, look down to your right. To your right, your other right.
Oh.
My other thing.
I have no idea how that happened. That was magical. But if you get 3 out of 5, you win a valuable prize.
Yes.
So
that has to be shared.
That must be shared.
Yeah.
I love prizes.
Well, good. Then you'll love this one.
Then you'll love this one. Would you like to start?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So your first trivia question is, what event in Mark Hamill's real life led to Luke Skywalker being attacked and scarred by a Wampa in The Empire Strikes Back?
I know this!
It was a car accident.
A motorcycle accident, right?
Yeah, it was.
That is correct.
They incorporate the scars. Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
exactly right. Yeah, that's why his face had to be scarred up. So
I'm not
instead of-
excited about him being scarred. I'm just excited that I knew the answer. I'm sorry.
That he's okay.
It sounded weird.
I think he's okay with it now. It's
Okay.
been a long, long time.
All right.
All right, you're 1 for 1. Number 2, name 2 musical theater plays that are science fiction based. We have a list, and if you name 2, there are like 9 on the list.
Would Xanadu count?
Xanadu does not count because that is mythology based.
Okay.
Okay.
It's a wonderful production that ends in glow sticks, so I'm all in favor of it.
The one that was basically just a train wreck, Spider-Man After Dark. Does that count?
That is correct. That is
Okay.
1.
Okay, that's 1.
Oh, and what is the one they're on roller skates?
I think that was Xanadu.
No, not Xanadu. Well, they were on roller
Yeah.
skates.
No,
and
Starlight
there was-
Express was about trains.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Oh.
yeah, I think you're gonna get me on this one.
I'm stumped.
All
Come on,
right,
you got half of it.
you got.
Yeah.
We'll give you
One
half
more.
a point
half a
We'll give
point.
you
You
half a
round
point.
down.
Okay.
from our list. Little Shop of Horrors,
Oh.
because it
Yeah,
occurred
'cause it's
during an
technically
eclipse.
related.
It was something that was planted by aliens during the eclipse.
Um,
A Clockwork Orange actually has a musical. You're in
okay.
Town. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. Bat Boy the musical, and Rocky Horror Picture Show.
oh.
So you have 1.5 points so
That's
far.
fair.
Okay.
That's fair.
Next one is, what is the most expensive comic book ever sold?
Oh, I'm looking at you, Tony.
Yeah. my guess would probably just be the first issue of Superman. That's what I'd have to. I don't have a better guess than that. When he's
Well, that is
you know,
correct.
back in
It
the
really
car.
is.
That
yeah.
is correct.
It's
Okay.
Action Comics #1, which is
Yeah,
the
Action
first
Comics.
appearance of
I think so,
Superman,
yeah.
and it sold for $6 million at Heritage Auctions in 2024.
Mhm.
It's crazy.
So there you go.
Yeah.
You are now 2.5. You are
Yeah, needless
one.
to say, that's not in my collection. Mine are, you know.
No, I don't think you'd be working at the library if you had just sold a comic for $6 million. Not that you don't love your job,
Right.
but $6 million is $6 million.
Yeah.
All right, next question. What well-known Hollywood actor was offered the role of Han Solo, but turned it down, saying they didn't want an actor? That's why they got Harrison Ford.
Yeah, Burt Reynolds.
Oh, you're close, but that is not correct.
Oh,
Le-
do you have a guess?
Lisa?
Lisa?
Oh, and I knew this, and it's leaving me. It close to Burt Reynolds? 'Cause that
Well,
was-
they were very popular in the same era.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
James Caan.
Ah!
Oh, okay.
That's what our research led us to find out. I know that Burt Reynolds was up for it.
Yeah, that's why I went that route, because he was considered for it. So
Yeah. And my favorite was Yaphet Kotto was up for the part of Lando Calrissian, but he had just done Aliens, and he's like, I don't want to be the black guy that's in every science fiction movie. But he was offered the role. So you have 2.5 correct.
Yep. So you got to get this last one right in order to win your very, very valuable prize.
Okay.
So the last question is, what was the first comic book superhero to appear in a motion picture?
I would be of the mind to say Superman. 'cause if that
Superman,
was-
yeah,
it was
Superman.
The Christopher Reeves version. Do you want to go with that?
Yeah, Superman, I think.
We'll say Superman again.
Well,
You guys were so close.
we were so close. Well, to winning the prize.
Yeah.
Actually, well, this is your question. You get to
Captain Marvel, now known as Shazam, in 1941.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So,
bummer.
This
unfortunately,
is what you. And should we
harsh.
show them what the valuable prize is that they missed out on?
you did not win this.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, how can I live?
Yeah, I know.
There's so much going on there.
I
Yeah.
know. Well,
I guess it's gotta live another day in our
another
office.
day. Tony, maybe next week you. Oh, I don't want to give anything away, but next month maybe.
we could dispute the Burt Reynolds because he was, talking
I
to
know.
Well, I mean, if we're wrong and you present us with the evidence, we are more than happy to turn that bear over to you.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah. We'll try next month.
Well, I bet you guys thought you were still going to get out of here easy, but we
Lisa,
never
I'm,
really
like,
want our
looking at
show to
your
end.
face.
But Lisa's
I
looking
know.
despair.
This is very tense.
As
More
it should be.
questions? I'm sweating. It's
Now,
crazy.
Now this one we need answers from both of you, correct?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
the tape
so
is all
I'll-
screwed up.
Yes.
Okay. So
Don't get all-
each give us.
Don't get all schwitzed up.
I'm all schwitzed up.
It's like you're in a sitz bath. What's going on over there?
I'm having a flash.
Are you going through the change on the show?
Yes.
I hope people are watching because this doesn't happen on every
We need
internet
Gail to
talk show.
come in and cool down the weather.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, she
Everyone
left.
here.
She left in a huff earlier. Otherwise, I'd bring her back in.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so we're gonna ask a question. And this is just a fun way to get to know what your, get to know you guys and what your answer would be. But you guys will each answer it. So the first question is, what is your most treasured possession?
And either of you can go first. There's no particular order.
Possession. Oh, okay. I know, because I'm not really a things person, but this is gonna sound weird. I have this vase that my grandmother gave me, and it's like that 1970s, like it's all kind of screwed up. I wish I had a picture of it. It's very like Art Deco, and if it broke, I would fall on the floor and cry because it's like the last thing I have of her.
Aw,
Yeah.
Very cool.
Tony?
I guess, well, I'd probably say my parents' house because that's just where all my memories are
Oh,
growing up, and it's just
Oh.
it kind of encapsulates everything, growing up and my siblings, my parents, and all that. So really big family guy, and my friends coming over. So yeah, I would
awesome.
say that because it captures everything.
cool.
That's awesome.
If you could learn one skill instantly, what would it be?
Oh, I know this right away. I would play the guitar. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not good at it, but instantly I would do that.
That's awesome.
I'd go the language route. I don't know if I could say all languages or one specifically.
You can say all
Yeah,
languages
like
if
immediately
you want to
learn
be.
all the languages.
So I could speak Wookiee.
Yeah, all languages, terrestrial and otherwise.
Yes, we'll throw Klingon in there. That's not this. I know that's Star Trek, but yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. We
All of
moved out of talking,
Yeah.
specifically about Star Wars. But there's so many languages just within Star Wars too.
Oh, sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Next question. What is the least amount of money you would accept to eat a freeze-dried nacho cheese cricket?
Ugh.
The minimum you would need to get paid to do it.
$100,000. I'm a puker. I would barf.
I'm a puker.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Note to self.
Yeah.
This is a future.
Yeah, $100,000.
I think I would just politely refuse until they went away. So
what if it was me who you
well,
know
if
won't go
someone's
away?
willing to pay me $100,000 to do it, I don't know if I trust that person, because why are you spending $100,000 on this?
Well, I mean, some people spend money stupidly.
They're just one of those people that carry
One of those
$100,000
you walk
with
away.
them all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I mean, what if they showed you the money?
Oh, okay. I'm
Show
sure they stole
me
it.
the money.
So wait,
Yeah,
you're
in that
both
range.
in agreement? It's $100,000.
That's the
Are
least.
you going to pull one out and
I know.
offer?
I'm not going to whip a cricket out if that's what you're asking.
You have to imagine this being a very real life situation.
Oh,
I mean, I do have nacho cheese freeze dried crickets right over there. I mean,
We had cricket lollipops in the use department.
Yeah.
I watched a teen gag on one. It was awful.
well, the
They were
first
licking
time
it, and then they got close to the cricket, and they started.
honestly, I've eaten a bunch of crickets. They taste like soy nuts. That's exactly what they taste like.
it is protein.
And the first time I did it at the library, it was Susie when she still worked here. She was on Coffee on the Coast, and they were talking about things in the summer reading program. And Tina asked Susie if she'd ever eaten a cricket, and she goes, "No, but I bet Tim Kaczynski would." And I was watching 2 offices down, so I went and barged in and just started eating crickets. One of the greatest moments of my life.
There you go.
Ew.
Wow.
Next question. If you guys are expensive cricket eaters, I would do it for free. So
Oh wow.
if you weren't in this profession, what job would be your next choice?
I would probably be in like a clerk's office for like City Hall or something like that, because I wanted to get into like local government.
Okay.
And I just kind of found my way to the library. So that's probably where I would have ended up.
Okay, cool.
I would go back to teaching. I miss it. I miss teaching theater to middle schoolers. I know it sounds crazy, but they were just so much fun, and they're like spectacularly goofy and not yet self-aware, and it was so much fun.
Oh, yeah. That's
Cool.
awesome. All right. The last question is, Tim and I are thinking of a number. What number is it?
10.
42.
Wrong.
Wrong.
1.
How'd you do that?
We are not allowed to tell you, or we'd have to kill you.
Well, this is why we're able to do this show, is because we could read each other's minds.
You use the force.
We use the force, and we astral project. We're not actually even here.
Oh, that's cool.
We did this weeks in advance.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We just already knew what questions you guys were going to ask us. And,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and
You became
We're
more
sort of
powerful
like
than we could
Dr.
possibly
Manhattan.
imagine.
We're a lot like Dr. Manhattan in The Watchmen.
Oh, there you go.
We can be many places at many times.
Yes.
We're on the
at all
moon right
times.
now. We're on our moon base.
Oh, forgot to
We
change
forgot to
that.
put the moon up. Rats. Well, you guys, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for being such good sports. Again, please, everyone know that Comic Book Day Strikes Back is Saturday, May 4th at Manitowoc Public Library from 9 to 1 p.m. Tremendous amount of fun, tremendous amount of goofiness, tremendous amount of creativity. Show up and have yourselves a great time. And thank you, Lisa and Tony, for coming on the show.
Yeah. We look forward to seeing everybody in their costumes.
Thank
A
you.
lot of fun.
Bye, you guys. Well,
And another one down.
another one in the books, and that was a lot of fun. Thank you to our guest today, Gail
Gail.
Storm.
Cloud?
Yep,
Was it Gale Cloud or Gale Storm?
Gail Cloud. Gail Cloud. Gail Cloud. More indignities heaped upon this poor Cloud.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to hear about this.
Oh, I'm
with
sure.
Like a rainstorm. And all
I know.
of
I'm
it.
surprised she's probably emailing as we speak. But
Yeah.
we try. Well, we'll do our best to draw attention to your plight and get more respect for you. Baptiste Paul, amazingly cool having him on the show,
Oh, yeah.
and having
Lisa and
Tony and
Tony,
Lisa
yeah.
on. So much fun.
Yeah.
Fun to work with. Fun to have on the show.
Yeah.
It was
Well-
overall great.
And I'm hungry. I'm ready for lunch.
I certainly am ready for lunch too. Remember, eat something with iron. Otherwise, Lisa, the heart healthy superhero, will get mad at you.
There's some ground beef.
I hope are you going to cook it?
Well, I'm going to heat it up, and I mean it's already cooked.
Oh, it's not raw.
No.
Well, that has some iron in it. Not as much as kale and a
There's
banana.
some nacho cheese on it.
Ooh, are there any crickets in there?
No.
All right. Well, that's kind of sad. So, thank you everyone who watched today. As always, it's a blast doing this show.
Yeah.
And we have fun. If you ever want to stop by our office, come to the library, and you'll see this is what our office is pretty much like.
Foolishness,
foolhardiness.
But
a lot
our
of
next
folderol.
episode is
May
16th, and we will have Sharon and Tony, and they will be talking about the upcoming summer reading program.
So that is a jam-packed episode
Yes.
for sure, because summer reading program, so many cool things going on for all ages. It's just it's a great time.
Yeah.
And Sharon and Tony will tell you all about it next episode. So until then, essentially a month from today, it's time to bid you adieu. So bye everyone.
Bye.
Thank you for joining us. Bye.